Gypsy, this question is from Noah Wilson at iHollywood TV. Gypsy, were there any of your other family members involved in your life, and do you hold a grudge towards any of them for not removing you from the situation?
Um, my mother isolated me and her from her side of the family and also my dad's side of the family at a pretty young age for me. So I was probably about 6 years old when she started removing us a little more and moving away from our hometown that we grew up in. I don't hold anyone I get anything against anyone. I don't hold a grudge. And I've actually told them all that. I'm like, I don't put blame on you guys because I was 6 years old when she took me from you guys. And I understand that you guys were just as much in the dark as everybody else is. Mm-hmm. So I constantly drive that home that I do not hold a grudge against anyone. You know, my mother was good at manipulating and lies. And that's all there is. You know, there's no blame to be, not to me anyway, that there's no blame to be put on anybody else.
Right. Ryan, what has life been like for you and your wife within her prison release as you've all been receiving an outpour of support and love from the documentary?
My life after her release has been a whirlwind. It's been great. Everything's moved so fast, but it's been amazing. I've waited for this girl to come out for so long, and now that she's home, it feels great to have her here. The support and everything we've gotten from people has been tremendous. I can't thank people enough for everything. They love this wife. They love my wife just as much as I do. So it's really great. And my life since her release has been tremendous.
Gypsy, how has life in prison changed you as a person, as you have stated that you want to take your 6 million followers, I believe you actually have more now, and do advocacy work?
Mm-hmm. You know, prison definitely showed me maturity. Getting to prison, I was just so green and new to everything. And also I was in my 20s. So I think I was trying to live my wild days in prison, and then come out a respectable adult. And, you know, coming out and having this massive amount of social media followers gives a segue so I can start working on my advocacy work and bring more awareness to mental health issues, sexual abuse, physical abuse, because it's like I feel like I've experienced a little bit of everything. So I definitely want to share what I have gained in wisdom and guidance. Just be a guiding light for anyone who feels like they just are in a hopeless, helpless place.
Thank you. Gypsy, another question from iHollywood TV. Did you ever suspect that your mother was lying to you about your health issues?
Mm-hmm. Of course, I had my suspicions. Because obviously there was things that I knew that I didn't have wrong with me, and then there was other things that I didn't know to the fullest extent. So there was times that I would question, I'm like, do I really need this medication? Do I really need this? I would think to myself. So yeah, I did have my little doubts.
Something that people ask me all the time is, why do people go to, like, why didn't you ask your dad how old you were or something like that? And I don't think people realized, they didn't understand that you didn't have a relationship with your dad at that point. But I remember asking you, how did you not know your age? How did your mom hide your age from you? And I remember you telling me that she never put the right number of candles on your cake. Remind me of that,
yeah,
about how she hid your age from you.
Yeah, so, you know, it was happening, it probably started happening when I was about 8 years old. And so I didn't ask questions as an 8-year-old. But it continued on until, you know, the crime happened. And so I get that question a lot, actually, like, how did you not know your age? And growing up, for birthday parties and for, you know, gatherings, my mom never put numbered candles on my cake.
You also change your birthday.
Yes,
Like all the forms. And
yeah,
stuff.
I mean, things that was going on, I never asked for clarification because my mom handled all kinds of medical paperwork. There was never a need for me to know the exact date. And so finding out that I was older than I thought was a little bit of a shock to me after everything. And now I feel like, oh, I went from 19 to 32. Geez, God, I got old so quick. How did that happen?
You never went to school either.
Mm-hmm. That's true. You didn't go to school, so there wasn't, this lineage of school pictures to follow.
Right, exactly.
I think that I still can't wrap my head around that you only went to school up till 2nd grade, and that you are so intelligent and articulate, and that you can write and read at the level that you do is phenomenal to me.
Yeah. And it was a lot of hard work for me. Getting my education was something that I prioritized, and I worked and worked and worked. There was times that I wanted to give up. I'm like, I'm never gonna get this. And then I finally started picking it up, and I'm shout out to prison for giving me my education. Who would have thought?
Well, the people talk about how the medical community failed you. I see that the school system failed you, because there should have been checks and balances from you being homeschooled all these years to see if you would pass state tests or pass certain tests, or that there was a board or like members to come to your house to make sure that you truly are getting a homeschool education. But that was never done.
I'm actually really shocked that never happened. I remember the doctors saying, oh, is she in school? And my mom would say, oh, she's homeschooled. We have her, we're registered. And there was no questions more about it. So I'm actually just finding out that, it's illegal to not put your kids in school. I'm like, that's a thing? Why didn't anybody say anything? Because I didn't know that.
Thank you so much, Gypsy, Ryan, and Melissa, for being here today. We really appreciate your time. For everyone listening, the Prison Confessions of Gypsy Rose Blanchard will re-air on Lifetime Friday from 6 p.m. to 12 a.m. and Sunday from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. It will also be on the Lifetime app and mylifetime.com until February 6th. And don't forget, Gypsy's ebook, Conversations on the Eve of Freedom, is also available today wherever ebooks are sold. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.